For those who have established their residence in this port, after 1926, surely the name, Angel Flores, of the street that from east to west, divides Mazatlan in two, will think that Galatao Street, had its name changed, due to the request of relatives or friends, of some person who, by overcoming the limits of his existence, left influential relatives in local politics. But for those of us, who drink in the chronicles of the periodical press, that were published in this town at that time, we know that the name, change of the aforementioned street, is due to the desire to perpetuate, the memory of a man, of humble origins who, from present to the ranks of the revolution, he did it with the decision, of one who is willing to leave his life, in tatters on the battlefields, in exchange for obtaining the improvement, of the irredentist classes, the fall of the despots, and the opportunity for the illiterate filth who, in the darkness of his extremely poor condition, is concerned to see the light of culture, even if it is in its minimum quality. Indeed, being of humble extraction and little culture, when Angel Flores moved from Culiacan to this port, he only found accommodation, among the seamen in charge of the maneuvers, of the shipment of the cargo, that the foreign ships brought to Mazatlan, to serve as foreman of the stevedoring crew, and to be known among the contract sailors, the fishermen and beach players, with the nickname El Cachimba, for his love of smoking tobacco and a pipe. But being a man of action, he was not satisfied with continuing to earn good pesos, to pay the rent for the billiard tables, installed in La Cantina El Avanti, or played coins raffle, under the shade of the Camichina, that stills exhibit his exuberance, in front of the Maritime Customs building. But one afternoon, he took his 30-30 rifle, and accompanied by 3 of his closest friends, woke up at the bivouac of the Sombreritos, who were taking part in the boots that had begun, against the Pelones, of Victoriano Huerta. Once the usurpation had been liquidated, Angel Flores had already become a brigadier for merits, in the campaign and the agreement, of Mr. Venustiano Carranza. In his capacity as constitutionalist chief, he occupied the command of the military zone, and later served as governor of Sinaloa, where according to Luis Cantiani, as a ruler, he did it with a lot of attention. At the beginning of the pre-electoral work, to choose who should replace General Obregon, in the presidency, prominent politicians of the time, and some general heads of military zones, invited the governor of Sinaloa, to accept his candidacy for first magistrate of the nation. Therefore, on August 21, 1923, General Angel Flores requested his retirement from the army, and addressed the Mexican people, letting them know of his determination to fight to obtain the election of President of the Republic, giving rise to the organization of clubs and political parties that supported his candidacy. However, when the revolution led by Don Adolfo de la Huerta broke out, General Flores suspended his political campaign, on August 30 of the aforementioned year, to resume it on March 23, 1924, in which he launched a manifesto to the nation, giving to know his political platform, while summoning the leaders of the parties that postulated him to meet on April 29, at the Teatro Principal in Mexico City, in a plenary congress, to discuss the proposed program, and designate those who should direct the electoral campaign. Being elected for such positions, Mr. Luis Cantiani, Mr. Francisco Jimenez Rua, and Mr. Gustavo Hurtado Mendez, as President, Secretary, and Treasurer. At the proposal of the delegation of Chihuahua, General Angel Flores was elected as a candidate for the presidency of the Republic, who began his political tour of the country, on May 1 of that year, and ended it on August 28, by means of a demonstration, that departing from the National Railway Station, continued through Puente de Alvarado, Hidalgo, and 5 de Mayo until reaching the corner with Monte de Piedad, where the directors of the campaign spoke, affirming that the political force and the popularity, already confirmed during the tour, they placed General Angel Flores in the bastion that could not destroy the oppositionist designs of Generals Obregon and Calles. After the political tour, General Angel Flores made a study trip through several countries of the European continent, to return to Mazatlan on April 29, 1925. Indeed, in the early hours of the morning, the hustle and bustle of boatmen, stevedores and drivers, who transported the copra from the boats anchored in the bay, to the warehouses of the vegetable oil factories, to allow the rollers to iron the asphalt, that the stevedoring crews were distributing at the shovel tip, along the length and width of Arsenal Street, today Venustiano Carranza. So that at 6 in the afternoon, General Angel Flores would walk through it, to declare it in service for pedestrians and vehicles, and to be the first paved street that was known in Sinaloa. Despite the fact that the periodical press predicted that in clean elections, General Angel Flores would surpass General Calles, on September 27, 1925, the Chamber of Deputies declared the strong man of the revolution, General Calles, President-elect of the Republic, who 5 days later, on October 3 of the year, he left on a pleasure trip to Italy and Germany. Meanwhile, General Angel Flores, after living in the city of Culiacan until March 3, 1926, returned to Mazatlan, where he died on the 31st of the same month and year. At the request of relatives and friends of General Angel Flores, the agent of the public ministry of the common jurisdiction of Culiacan opened an investigation to clarify if, as the complainants said, the general had died of poisoning, resolving the chemical experts that the viscera of the deserving military contained arsenic and were semi-undone. To perpetuate the memory of the illustrious disappeared, the city council gave his name to the street that motivates this story, to the garden that is located on Calle Hidalgo and Serrano. And on his behalf, the State Public Education Department erected a statue in Culiacan, and named a school in this port after him.